That you're not covered by. What do you think the law is?
We're not covered
What are they
by
telling
law.
you the law is, I should say?
We're not covered
because
by law.
Cultural fingerprint.
So what we need to do is then ensure that you can get your way back home then. And
Right.
then when you come back next week for groups, make sure...
Is there really no answer for established authority of law?
Don't have any medicinal marijuana on you and no paraphernalia. Because you may, in your belief, as long as you're in the state of New Mexico, you are free and clear of any charges. But anybody else who doesn't have a card and it's not their own personal,
but that's what gives it. It's right there on the card that they're allowed to carry this by federal law.
Okay, but the rest of us aren't. So
yeah, but that's why I'm carrying it and you're not.
Right. But you're still. It's not.
That's what the point of the license is. I'm allowed to carry up to 8 ounces.
Not only is the
on
law,
my person.
Not only is the law, but the policy.
Now you're saying that I can't. You realize that's civil and constitutional law violations.
Did you hear what I'm saying? There's St. Martin's. They do not allow us to. It's their policy and procedure, as well as the federal government. It's their policy procedures. Law is not to. So
is not to what?
You can't.
Once it's established as a state, that's how you do it federally. Once you establish it as a state, you have to acknowledge it. You have to cite practice. And then you have to push it through the system, because what it is acknowledging that we don't have the right to do that. Prohibition started there. I mean, if you can't control it with alcohol, what makes you think that you can control it with any other God-made substance? I mean, it's trying to control God. It's unconstitutional, and technically speaking, it's an infraction of separation of church and state. I mean, all sorts of ways. It doesn't make sense. So who's telling you that you have to do that? Because since Thundercats and Leftovers, I've been telling them not to push you guys to do that. I love you, family sin.
No, she's trying to get...
It's part of the established practice.
Okay. All right. Well, the thing of it is that if you want to participate in
I have to sacrifice my medical health.
You're gonna have to leave it at home. I just checked. I can't even give you bus money. So you're gonna have to find your own way back, because you had been already previously told you can't have the stuff on you when you were
previously told.
That's what I was told, and that's
who told you that, Charlie?
What needs to happen is
establish
that
standards and practices, civil and constitutional law, high colonel, order of operations, standards and practices, weights and measures, quality control. C.I.A, F.B.I, F.D.A, Secret Service.
In the mornings, before we go out and see clients,
establishing
we meet all the ACT staff members, and we were told in that meeting that you were told not to bring.
Who told you that? In the meeting, what was the
Christy
authority?
is our boss, and so I don't want to say exactly, but because you're getting into this.
She told you that I was told?
Did you ever have a conversation? You just said you had a conversation with Charlie about this,
No,
right?
Charlie came into my house and told me that I had to put away my medicine.
Okay.
And technically, it's as away as it gets. It's in my house.
Okay.
And that was as far as that conversation ever went.
Okay. But no one's ever talked to you about
there was no
here
transfer. No.
Okay. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Okay. You can't have it here.
Do you realize how many civil and constitutional law
violations? You
violations?
can't have it in the vehicles with it. You can't have it on outings or any groups whatsoever. As long as you're involved, you can't have it. Once you're out on your own free personal time, then that's your choice.
I am the authority. Technically, you're telling me that I can't do what the authority is supposed to do, and this is establishing practice.
Okay.
So which authority is disagreed? Because that's the authority I should be talking to.
You consented to treatment services with us. and you sign, and part of it is to follow the policies and procedures. And part of policies and procedures of St. Martin's is also following the law.
And I am following the law of the state, which is what you're supposed to follow in order to induce healthy practice of the state.
I'm saying local, state, federal.
So what do you have to practice in order to work within the state if you aren't going to follow state law? If you're not going to follow state law, then how are you going to work in the state?
You're not following part of it, is what
I
I'm
am following
saying.
part of it. I have doctrines and authority that prove it with me, on me. Can you cite anything on you, with you?
Ultimately,
we the people, Bradford, in order to form a more perfect union.
Okay. I'm going to end my part of this conversation. So you need to find your own way back home because you have chosen to carry this.
I'm telling you that this is civil and constitutional law violation.
Anything further, that's thank you for telling me. But anything further than that, as long as you interact with us, you know, when you're here, you're in vehicles on outings.
You've already established you don't have the authority to tell me that. Okay. It's right there in the recording.
Okay, I'm telling you, you can't have it with
you. You don't have any authority to say so. Would you please cite an authority?
Okay. I'm not going to act the way
so then you don't have the authority.
I'm just telling you that our policy is that you don't
because
have
this is order of operations, rules of engagement.
Okay.
Colonel. I'm a colonel.
Okay.
This is what this is. What's the authority? Because this is how we fix the problem. You get one authority to another authority.
Okay, this is a bus fare.
Okay.
All right. See you Friday.
Okay.
So we'll see you next time, okay?
Wait, what about Thursday?
Oh.
Whenever
outdoor activity.
Whenever your next visit is.
Okay, so there's no answer for an authority to speak to.
And again, if you go on the activity on Thursday, yes or no, are you going to have it with you?
I'll try not to bring it with me.
Yes or no?
No, I'm not planning on it, but the way that I do things, I leave it all over the place. I'm not planning on bringing it with me.
Don't have it with you. Don't have it with you.
So you have bus fare, so you can catch the bus.
Okay. Let the record stand. International Appeal Federal Court. San Noche. Pax. Blacks. Martial law. San Noche. Vote of no confidence.